earlier stage and thinking that this new technology will revolutionize a lot of what we're doing. So IPO window is opening, and generative AI is coming. So this is a picture of an AI-generated flower that has been able to grow and thrive in the desert. So AI-generated picture of a flower that has been able to grow and to thrive in the desert, right? Just to get back to Nauman's point earlier, we need to continue, because a lot of companies are built during difficult times. Just to finish on a positive note. So many companies, all these guys, I mean, recession, 2008-9, the dot-com bubble, even older. So the Netflixes, the Airbnbs, etc., they've been built during difficult times. So guys, we need to persevere, to continue build, and to create value addition for our companies. Thank you. Wasim, I hope I did it in less than the 15 minutes than I promised. He's not yet here, so I was super fast. You see, I was so efficient. And it was so clear that I have no questions. Of course. Yeah, thank you, Nauman.
Pour meubler. Now, this question of DFIs refocus and reinventing themselves in this space, do you feel that they are? Which means sometimes some DFIs don't know if they would like to continue to be fund of funds, or some of them started to invest directly in startups. So what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think each DFI has its own strategy, and their strategy is dual, where they have the fund investment and also the direct investment. So we see them both. And my perspective is that I think we need everyone in this ecosystem. There is room for everyone. The amount that is in VC is still small compared to GDP, compared to per capita, etc. So I think we need more of these DFIs, especially that we are still lacking, and we were discussing this earlier, we're still lacking people that can write larger checks. Because once you guys prepare the pipeline for us and we invest, and then hopefully these companies go to the next stage, one of the issues that we have in our ecosystem is that we don't have people that can write checks of Series C and Series D. There were some coming from the US, but because of the crisis, they're not here anymore. So maybe DFIs that can write these checks, these larger checks, can play a role. For now, they're going into earlier stage, but hopefully they can also come into later stage. So we have, I think, the dual role of being a fund of fund and an investor would be great for the ecosystem, and I think we have synergies between the role that us investors on the ground can play and the role that DFI can play, and the bridges they can build between the different regions and emerging markets where they invest. Thank you.
In mic, please, Norman.
Ah, sorry.
Yeah. Because we are live streaming.
Follow-on question. Do you see more IPOs in your case, instead of Series Cs? Because there is not enough Series Cs.
To be honest, I don't think there will be much more IPOs. But what I see is more private equity guys that are interested into the asset class. So at AfricInvest, we have 2 floors. We have the 4th floor where the VC guys sit, and we have the 5th floor where the PE guys sit, right? They have ties and suits and serious, No, and the nice thing is that I see my 5th floor guys looking at more technology deals. they come and ask us, okay, what is the EBITDA, etc. I told them, what's EBITDA? But still, so they need profitability. So that's also a question. I mean, if these tech-enabled companies that have high growth are able to achieve profitability, I think some private equity, I mean, of course, our team, but many other excellent teams are also looking at, and that's also good news. I start with the lady.
Thanks, Yassine. So most of the startups are used to the idea of merger and acquisitions, whether from comparables or big corporates as the way to exits beside IPO. Now we're having a talk around the potential P exits. So how startups and VCs should perceive it? What should they prepare? Probably from seed to P-Series A stage, so they will fit into that funnel of PE targets as a way to exit, if you got my question.
Yeah. I think, I mean, just to rebound on what I was saying, I think PE exits, they need, from what I see, they need companies that are profitable to them. So that could be a way to do secondaries. But I think, at least on the continent, I don't see many private equity exits that are total. These could be secondary, partial, for some earlier stage investor, but full exit, I think, will happen, as you said, either from secondaries, corporates, or from other startups in emerging market that come and take over these companies. Thank you.
Thank you. There was a question here. Oh.
Christophe.
Oh.
Yeah, first of all, really great keynote, so well done on that.
Thank you.
Interesting. I just have a question around, isn't it summer as well? In the sense that these two exits you've mentioned, especially in Tunisia, totaling probably over $1 billion of proceeds, isn't that what we saw with Karim exit in the Middle East? A lot of money is going back to the founders and all the people that were shareholders or invested in these ventures. And so that money is going to go somewhere, and maybe right now a lot of people are investing on pre-seed and seed startups in Tunisia that are going to be the next Expensia and InstaDeep. So isn't that probably opportunity to invest in pre-seed seed in Tunisia alongside those guys? A lot of things must be happening here. What's your view on that, and is AfricInvest going a bit earlier stage in investment or staying put?
No, that's great news, and it's really summer, and I think there is money coming into the ecosystem and more investment. But I think what's also very important to me, and that's the Karim effect that we saw in the Middle East, is that this gives l'envie for, or the willingness for many teams to launch in this space. They see that we can succeed and sell to BioNTech while sitting in Centre Urbain Nord, which is a neighborhood where InstaDeep started. So that's the great thing that for me happens, and this creates a lot of companies and startups that the VC, earlier stage VC fund will invest in. And you know, we had all this ground here today, but many of you were in the ecosystem, and Wassim can say that. I mean, in the ecosystem like 5, 6, 7 years ago, and I don't think we had so many people coming to Tunis and interested in DeepTech in Tunis. So it's great to see everyone here, and I hope that each one of you will invest in one startups. That's what I ask. Just everyone. No, Nouman needs to invest in 15. But in the ecosystem, but all the friends needs to invest in one Tunisian startup, DeepTech or not DeepTech, but that would be great. And yeah, we'll be happy to co-invest a bit later stage on our side.
One last question? No? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Yassine.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Great talk. For sure, Yassine is staying for a while, so you can talk to him here in AfricArena. We're moving on with our next panel. I'm calling my moderator, who's right next to me, Ghazi Sadem. He's going to moderate the next panel. about navigating your seed round, thinking about your Series A, so how to navigate the seed and how to start thinking and preparing the Series A. This is the idea. Ghazi is going to be joined by Fuyu Tulani Angoma Mtini from Launch Africa, Norman Alfei from Medin Fund, and Nivesh Panther from Norsken 22. Okay, I have all of them. Norman Fehri, it's there. See? Yeah. We are joined at this moment by Mr. Alaya Bataib, who is the head of Smart Capital, the integrator of the Startup Act in Tunisia. In case some startups or VCs, you have questions, he can answer them. Raise your hand, Mr. Alaya, he's there. All your questions. Azi, do you have the golden mic? Oh my God, the golden mic, yeah. Thank you.
All right. So, greetings, everybody. Thank you, dear guests, actually, for making time for this panel. As Wasim mentioned already, though, mainly the key topic that we're going to be discussing right now is essentially navigating the seed round and actually exploring ways through to Series A. And the first question, I mean, I always appreciate starting conversations backwards. I'll probably start the question with basically what would be the key indicators that you would see, from your own perspective, of course, for a startup to be ready for a Series A investment? I mean, any insights here are most welcome. Divesh, you can dive in for your...
Thanks for that. So it's a little bit difficult for me to start there. So we do pre-Series A investments. So we're actually trying to prep for what the Series A guys want, or at least to prep our startups for what the Series A guys want. The kind of position we've adopted is that the Series A guys start to be a lot more sophisticated. So they want to know that from this point on, you've figured out what your unit economic situation is, and that your scaling is all going to be in a business that can be profitable. And they can see the path to that profitability. Whether or not you are at break even or at profitability is not necessarily the point, but that you have clear line of sight to that. So what we try and do to our startups is encourage them to start thinking about how they articulate that, how they work through that in their operations, how they work towards that in their ops, but particularly in their reporting. I think that sophistication in the later stage, guys, is also about the documentation that they have. So the data room that a Series A guy is looking at needs to be a lot more sophisticated than perhaps what we do at a seed and a pre-seed stage. So we try to get the reporting of the guys up to scratch, your financials in terms of being verified and making sense, and your reporting on a regular basis. But I think Nivesh does it best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks. Hey everybody, my name's Nivesh. I'm from a Pan-African growth stage fund called Norsken 22, investing across the continent. And yeah, so we mostly invest from Series A onwards. I think it's a pretty difficult question to ask because I think every fund has different requirements. Every GP and investment teams look for different things. But the way I like to think about it is, crossing the chasm from seed to Series A is really moving from visionary to almost pragmatism, where a lot of seed businesses have founders and teams and effectively traction and operations that are looking towards the future, working towards their vision, but a lot of things that haven't been proven yet. And effectively at Series A, at least at Norsken 22, we're really looking for a lot of evidence that you've proven that your business model is successful, that you're the right team, that there is a market opportunity, potentially there's an opportunity to expand into different markets. And there's different indicators based on different business models that can kind of give you a good indication of that. I mean, you talked about unit economics. I think we specifically do a lot of work around churn because that gives us a good view on product market fit, and do you really have a solution that is solving a market need that your customers are willing to pay for? I think someone yesterday, Ismaila, said that AI is a solution trying to find a problem, and that's I guess when you're at Series A stage, that should not be a question at that point in time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Mr. Nauman also had like a very large perspective and very different perspectives, being like an ex-minister and actually operating on the bigger scale, but also as multiple-time investor. What's your take?
Okay, thank you. First, I'd like to say thank you to Christophe publicly for making this happen, to bringing as much VCs to this country. Please give him a round of applause. Because the talents are here, what we were missing is the VCs, and I know that we are, this time we have more than 20 VCs. I hope some of you will come and will play with us in Tunisia to co-invest with us. It's important, not only for Tunisia, as you can see, but for the continent. Having said that, to answer your question, I don't know. But with the Titan Seed Fund, we know that every startup is different, and we will take 18 months for every single startup to answer that questions. Because Titan Seed Fund is a fund, DeepTech fund, investing in early stage, Tunisian early stage fund, which has proprietary technology, solving global, as you heard Ghazi, global solution, etc., and have some kind of market traction. Our aim is to invest in them, a ticket of 300k euros with a follow-on of 650, in order to bring them to Series A in 18 months. We have a plan how to do it. We don't have the answers yet. The answer will be when these 20 will be investing, we will bring them there. Our plan is very simple. Obviously, you can't be Series A where your market is Tunisia, obviously. So it is a global market. We would like to make sure to position them legally where they should be, to bring them to the market where they should be, and to have their R&D team in Tunisia, and to give them as much support as necessarily on one-to-one basis in order to build their teams to be ready for the Series A guys. But I really don't have the answer, but we will work on it with each one of them for the next 18 months.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, not having an answer for this question is an answer in itself, because basically, I mean, it comes also as a myth buster for people to not actually start chasing magic formulas, predetermined factors, because in the end, every investor has his own thesis and every mechanism works along the way. And especially like if you look for the case for Tunis already, this came as some kind of formula that works in a sense, comparing, for examples, like successes like InstaDeep, like Expansia, and like other startups. But in the same time, I mean, I guess there's always like basic elements that should be building up on the go, and probably the best way to reflect on those is looking at what kind of metrics usually when you look at can show an actual progress, especially what kind of attention do you pay usually in the seed round while trying to project like the path ahead for startups actually, or trying to plan ahead. I mean, feel free, you can jump in if you
So I mean, so for us, a big part, I mean, Launch Africa has quite a big portfolio at the moment. We have about 133 companies, and we're trying to galvanize that stage, that seed or pre-Series A stage, so that there's enough companies that survive to get to that Series A, and obviously then hopefully they can push on further on. So we try to keep things as simple as possible for these guys so that they can actually get to reporting, get to a core. I mean, it'll be the usuals of traction in the form of revenue. So how is your revenue growing? A lot of the times we're looking at momentum and seeing that there's a positive momentum in your revenue growth, which suggests that there is product market fit. I think churn is obviously an important thing, but I'll let Nivesh talk about that bit. For us, a big part is how efficient is your business becoming, and a big indicator of that is how efficiently are you acquiring customers. We try to do B2B and B2B2C businesses, which means naturally there is an efficiency, But if you start to see customers being retained, you should see your cost of acquiring customers as a proportion of that decreasing. So we try and map that trend to see that it's decreasing as a point that you can then use to convince the next guy to show that your ability to get people to adopt your product is more efficient and at a lower cost.
Yes, and eventually I would follow with another point, like to Nivesh, because many of you now talked about showing a market fit and also like demonstrating attraction. In your opinion, what would be a best way to demonstrate and even to present these kind of factors? What kind of key attention points we should show, especially like basically at the seed round? You know already what kind of metrics you show, but we're talking about more confidence into how the product is growing and how this whole business is growing. So what kind of points of attention and points of interest do you see into demonstrating market fit and, you know, indicators in that sense?
Yeah, so again, I think it's very different depending on the underlying vertical you're operating in. I mean, it will be very different for a deep tech business, raising a seed round, probably still pre-revenue versus a B2B startup or a fintech, etc. I think any level of progression against key milestones is what you really want to highlight, right? So if you can show success on, if you're a deep tech startup, on your R&D side from a key team member hiring perspective, from a partnership with universities or any other relatable kind of partners, that's probably a good way to show at a seed stage some level of progression towards the ultimate goal of Series A, B, and C, where probably a lot more financially focused on traction perspective. And I think that's the key point. The best way to show that is obviously, excluding deep tech and AI, etc. Just can I acquire customers and are they paying me? And am I acquiring more customers each month than the previous month? And just growth across those key metrics. Whether you're still pretty early on in terms of figuring out your pricing strategy, and that could be wrong. Your margins could be slightly lower, not ideally, but as long as you're showing progress in that seed stage across a key couple metrics of showing product market fit, I think that's really the most important part. And I think also what's important is being able to be mature enough and highlight at the seed stage where your gaps are, but have a notable plan of how to address them. I don't think at a seed stage you should be, have the answer for everything, but I think at the minimum you should know where your questions are and have thought about how you're going to try and address them and experiment with different solutions. So I mean, still pretty high level, but not at a metric level, but it's just really difficult given each vertical, each business is very different, each market's different. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, we come again to the same answer. I mean, it's not a normative approach. And definitely, I mean, Mr. Nauman can echo that in the sense, right?
Yes, but I'd like to be slightly harder that you mentioned. That is the ideation kind of very, very, very early seed stage. But at seed stage where you are looking for hundreds of thousands of dollars, euros, etc., you really need to show that you understand where you understand what is your value. You really need to show that you are open to all possibility and how to attract the talents, because you know that you cannot do it without the talents, and you understand where your market is. And the seed investor will help you to navigate the other hurdles and will open up doors for you in some markets, and prepare you to the next round of VCs. The next round, which is Series A. Don't think that it is a gamble and this spread and pray. No, people are. If it is my money when I was business angel, it is a hard decision, and it's a hard decision, not hard decision. Hard from the decision from the heart, and I invest because I like the person. And usually it works. It worked fine for me. But now VCs are managing other people's money. So other people's money is different question. They need to make sure that you really understand what you want. And I was speaking with Khaled yesterday or the day before from Africa Invest, who invested in Stadeep. And people said, oh, Africa Invest did the gamble, you know, and the gamble work. No, Khaled told me he read 3 books on AI to be able to understand what this business model is in order to go there. So do not underestimate the technical, how technical your investors is. It's not about the show, it's not about you, it's about the solution that you are bringing to the market and how you are going to do that. That's my take.
Yes, absolutely, thank you. And I mean, we could see a lot of, let's say, advices in the shape of do's. Let's probably reverse the question. In your opinion, what kind of don'ts, what kind of common mistakes that you see actually entrepreneurs doing in the seed stage that actually can hinder their efforts in the Series A? I mean,
so, and it's quite a natural mistake to make, I guess, because you tend to stick with what you're good at. But the biggest mistake you can make as an entrepreneur at the seed stage is not understand that at the different stages, who you are changes. So you're kind of a salesman and maybe a tech developer in the main up until seed stage. But from seed stage all the way to Series A, and by the time you get to Series A, you need to start becoming a businessman. And what that means is all of the elements of the business beyond just the operations, and now I'm talking governance and I'm talking reporting, help you to move to the next stage. Not only because they help you understand your business a lot better, you understand what makes it tick, you have all of the metrics that you can use to take you forward, but you also have all of the variables to articulate what your business does and how your business does it well and how it differentiates you, so that the later stage guys, the technical guys, that the guys that the panel is speaking about now can easily get to understand what it is that you do. So a big mistake would be to kind of understate the role of reporting and think that you're still kind of just trying to push growth at all costs. When you're getting to C stage, you need to start kind of thinking about, you're changing gears. Someone actually made an analogy saying that, it was Cameron actually, I think that's when you're changing gears, you have to kind of let your foot off of the accelerator, and what you'll see is that your rev count will go down, and you might think that you're now losing touch with the growth of your business. But actually that the rev count coming down is helping you to go to a higher gear so that you can go further. And a lot of the founders find that reporting slows them down, accounting slows them down, but actually that's what you need, particularly in the next stage, to help you kind of propel to the next, even further up the chain.
Absolutely. Nivesh, if you have any take on one add.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you, and specifically relating to raising your seed round, I think there is just a expectation mismatch and a general unpreparedness that founders have when they go into raising a seed round. If it's really your first institutional round with third-party investors that are managing other people's money. I think that, you know, from an early stage round, whether it be family and friends to angel, business angels to a typical large seed round, there is a massive exponential growth in expectations and sophistication that is required. And I think, you know, that's maybe on the part of, you know, the previous couple of years on the continent where liquidity available for cash, availability of VC funding was high, but at the same time, that's not the case now, and moving from a seed round to a Series A is only compounded significantly. So there is a general unpreparedness in terms of being realistic around, you know, valuation terms, being prepared in terms of funding data rooms, you know, having established connections with, you know, the Tunisian VCs and global VCs 6 to 12 months before you actually need the cash in your bank. Yeah, there's many components of that, but I would say that generally that is a big reason why I see good businesses with great founders failing to raise a seed round.
Yes, absolutely. Certainly.
Maybe very quickly, make sure that the governance and the paperwork, between brackets, are clearly made from day one and traceable, etc. Number one. Number two, think profitability. Do not think fundraising. The best money is your customers. Think profitability. If the fund will allow you to go to reach profitability, great, take it. If it allows you to go to the next stage, even in that next stage, at this stage they will ask you, yes, fine, you'll go to the next stage, but so where is the money? Where is the profitability? Being acquired by the next big fish is not anymore something that you can sell. Yeah. That's at least in DeepTech, it doesn't work anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's one of the strategies, but it's not the only one at the same time. I mean, that's exactly the idea. And coming back with these kind of mistakes, I mean, I would also highlight that sometimes, usually jumping from a seed round to a Series A round, there is a major challenge about people within an organization that usually happens. And mostly it comes within hiring and also having the right partners and eventually onboarding people on senior levels. Would it be necessarily the only strategy, in your opinion, to actually have, you know, a strong C-level suit at this phase? Or actually, are there any, like, you know, different ways to approach this kind of problem in terms of human resources? You can jump in, Nivesh, if you want.
Yeah, I would agree. It is a really big challenge, and it is generally at that time where there is, you know, moving from a founding entrepreneur team to a business, like you mentioned, Vio. But I'd also say it's really difficult for a founder or an entrepreneur at an earlier stage to hire C-level executives or people with significant experience that come with related compensation. But again, I'd go back to the point, what we look for is at every stage of us investing, whether it be Series A, sometimes a little bit earlier, all the way to Series C, is does the management team understand what they're good at and where their gaps are from a experience, skill set, execution ability, and do they have a plan to solve for that? And obviously, for a later stage, do you have the right networks to, you know, find the C-level executives in Tunisia if you're going to be operating here or not? And that's the most important part, because, you know, if you probably speak to a lot of founders, besides the 5,000 things that they have to deal with on a daily basis, you know, finding the right talent and supportive team to take their business to the next level is probably one of the top things on their mind and most difficult things.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, there is lots of consideration, because in the end, they pave the way ahead as a whole business.
A very short one. In our case, we know that management is an issue, so we prepared a series we signed with interim managers. So if we come to tell you, we will put an MD on your company, you still own your company and you will continue to be the CTO, please take it that as a proof of trust, not as non-confidence in you, because there are parts where you need real program managers to get you to the next level, and you may be much better at the next round as a leader, but you are not necessarily the best person to do the processes required to get you to the next level. It's totally different skill sets. Either we will hire these C-levels, or literally we hire interim manager and focus on what you are doing. And we have a couple of examples when it happens and it's really giving good results. So it is not threat, it's a trust when people bring you interim managers.
Yes. Thank you. Vuyo, if you want to have a take on the topic.
No, I mean, I think that's exactly the point. And maybe just to say that I know C-suite might sound expensive, so I think a lot of what you're trying to see is progression. So as long as you're, like Nivesh said, putting people with strengths in the positions that are needed for that stage, that's good enough. And if they start to learn and grow in those roles, that's also very important.
Yes. Thank you so much. I mean, we can take one or two questions for the sake of time. If
questions, please, audience.
I presume the topics were that clearly covered. Or people are hungry as well.
No, but there's still pitches, so please stay for the pitches, not lunch. Do not announce. Not lunch.
All right.
No questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Great job, Aziz Adem. Time management, excellent time management. Great talk. Thank you, Nivesh. Thank you, Norman. Thank you, Vuyo. You can meet with these guys in seconds if you want to take it further. Please, let's If you want to stay for a few more seconds, it's our last pitch before lunch. The pitch challenge with many startups like Postleak, Lunar, Connect, Ferried around the world, and Commune. And I'm going to start with Ahmed Taktak from Postleak. Let me call our jury. Done. So, we're having Amin Sghayr from Innovation City. Amin, is he around? Amin, no, yes, no? Okay. Julio Diboué from Active Ventures and UMA Ventures with Mohamedou Seydou-Bari. Please, jury, we really need to start. Thank you, Mohamedou, for joining us. Where's Amin? Where's Julio? Please, team, Nat. Okay, Julio is there. Amin. Okay, sorry, but by respect for the startups, we need to wait for our third jury. But please stay with us. As I told you, we have Postleak, starting with Postleak, then Lunar TC, and Connect, and Ferried around the world, and Commune. I can be in the jury also. I cannot. I cannot. Yes. Conflict of interest. Thank you, Mr. Amin, for joining us. Sorry if you are taking a bit of your time. Amin Sghayr from Innovation City, a great tech park in Tunisia. They're doing a lot, especially on AI and DeepTech. They have one of the finest, maybe the finest program about AI in Innovation City. Okay, so Ahmed Taktak, Postleak, yes. Whenever you're ready, the floor is yours.
Okay. Just can we have the slides, please? Yeah, I click there, here, no. Yes, okay. Okay. Hello everyone, I'm Ahmed Taktak, co-founder of 2 restaurants and of Postleak, a point-of-sale solution that adds value to data for the HoReCa market. In fact, more than half of restaurants are going out of business before 3 years. In fact, the reason is that they have no control about the cost of their products. First, they don't have the exact knowledge about the composition of the products they sell. Second, the inflation has extremely variable purchase prices. And last, they have a lack of information to order the exact quantity in the exact period. So the solution is about transforming the data into useful information to guide the decisions. But for that, we need to propose technical product sheets, we need to actualize food costs, and we need to allow them to make the physical inventory to regulate the stock levels, and finally to propose an optimized quantity to order. So in Postleak, we are offering a complete point-of-sale solution, software, hardware, and after-sales services, able to predict purchasing quantities. So we have a subscription model of $49 per month and per point of sale. And we are developing a new revenue model, which consists of distributing the entire solution free of charge for the restaurant that they agree to share their data, with the aim to create business opportunities for their suppliers. So in this case, we offer a platform for the suppliers to receive order and to predict the purchases of the restaurant partners at $59 per month. And we also plan to collect 5% commissions on the sales made on our platform. So concretely, how it works to acquire and retain a customer today. So we combine our software with the hardware, which is important, and we can add extra equipment if needed. Then we deliver and install the entire solution to the customers. We train the cashier to take order, the manager to use the entire solution of POSLEAK, and we are always there to meet the expectation of our customers. So the monthly recovery process is very expensive to us because 90% of our customers don't make the bank transfers. And we are convinced that this part of customers are convertible to the new model, which is very interesting for us and profitable to get paid from different suppliers. So, pop. It doesn't work. Okay. We already have more than 60 customers located in more than 110 points of sale. And these customers are generating business opportunities approximately of $180K for the suppliers. For our part, we are generating $150K as a turnover and an MRR of $4,000. Finally, we are integrated with 4 technological solutions: mobile payment solution, cashless, property management system, and customer loyalty solution. So the market that we are interested in is the Moroccan and the MENA HoReCa markets. So the Moroccan market is expected to grow by 48% by 2026 to reach $6.5 billion. And the MENA market is estimated to grow by 90% to reach $59 billion. So in June 2021, we signed with Magic Hotel, which is the biggest hotel chain in Tunisia. Then we raised a fund with Flat 6 Labs in the same period. In February 2023, we made our first export in Morocco. And then we raised also with Rise and Funds with Lightreza, which is a hotel tech solution. Now we are concluding a strategic partnership with Sodexo, and we plan to deploy our predicting tool and to extend to the Moroccan market by the next year. So to achieve this milestone, we are asking for $300,000, of which 30% is in debt to acquire and equip 180 restaurants. The rest will be used to develop products, to grow the business, and to recruit the future talent to make this vision a reality. So now our project is led by a fantastic team: Sarah as a marketing officer, Samar as product owner, Khalil and Siwar as web and mobile developers, and we have a high-level board made of a combination of business, financial, and technical experts. And thank you very much.
Jury, questions? You have the mic.
Hello, Ahmed.
Hi.
Congratulations on your pitch. My first question is, so we see that there's the hardware and the software. Can you start up a work without the hardware?
In fact, the hardware is, can we move? Do you have a control of okay, so in fact the hardware is the Android terminal. So there is no value in the hardware. We can import it from South Korea or China or even other places. So the value is in the software and in the intelligence behind the software. So yes, we have customers that they have their own 10-inch Android terminal. So yes, we can work with our terminals.
I really appreciate your presentation. Like, I used to eat outside, right, when I'm visiting a country. And yesterday I have eaten sandwich, Tunisian sandwich. And every simple restaurant I'm meeting, I'm seeing they have POS, and then this solution makes sense for this market. But I didn't see how your competition landscape look like from your deck.
Today, our competition is a classic POS. So they have the POS and they sell it to our customers, to restaurants, and many customers or many restaurants cannot. Is not affordable for them. So that's why we were the first to propose a subscription model of the entire solution first, and now we propose a free of charge solution for the restaurants and coffee shops. Why? Because they don't have, they can't buy a software that is intelligent, that helps them to manage the stock, for example. So we want to try to provide them with intelligent solution and without paying it.
Actually, who's this?
The competitors?
Yes.
We have, for example, I will Zai, Innovasoft. There is competition, but we are not really a competitor with them. So we have the same target, yes, but they offer it at another level of price. So today we are converting the customer of the solutions very easily. Okay.
No more questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
Bozlik. Our next startup, Farid, around the world. Farid around the world. There you go.
Hello everyone, my name is Mohammed Bilkahla and I'm here to present Farid around the world. It's a simple problem really, but it's one of the most challenging things that any parent can face right now, which is the bombardment of harmful apps and games that's attracting our children right now, along with the ancient educational system, which is closer to the Industrial Revolution than it is to the 21st century right now. This is basically why we built Farid. We built Farid so we can find a common ground to educate children in a new modern digital age, so we can find the balance between the technology that they're using daily and education, and to recycle the wasted time that they're using on their mobile devices daily. So what's Farid? Farid basically is a super app for children. I dare say it's the first African super app for children, which is ad-free, which is kid-friendly. It's safe for parents and children alike, and it allows them to enjoy the fun learning. In Farid, we focus on four main things. We don't say that Farid educates children, we say that Farid raises children. With Farid, children can play educational games that they are ad-free, they don't have any violence in them. They can learn mathematics, letters, science, geography, and more. They can read and listen our original stories that we've made in our company. They can watch cartoons, The Adventures of Farid and Friends, and they can learn more than 3,000 quizzes that they are learning daily in their schools. We started developing the Farid Super App in August of 2021, and the first year we have also launched the web version, so children or our client can use every piece of content on the web. In the start of the summer, we have launched Madrasatna, which is in Arabic for our school. We got to 10K downloads, and we've added English and French language in the app. So last year we have started working on mobile payment with Tunisia's largest telecom operator. We have got in a partnership with Taqi Academy, so we can have more than 21 physical sales points in Tunisia. This year we have made another partnership with Tunisia's largest internet service provider, Topnet. Also, we have started testing mobile payment with Zain in Iraq, which is our first regional market. And we've just concluded our partnership with TPay, which is MENA's largest mobile payment platform. We are hoping to get to more Tunisian operators by the end of 2024, and to start mobile payment in Saudi Arabia with STC and Libara. So basically, in 2 years, we've got to less than 100 content, which is stories, games, videos. We have got to more than 3,000 quizzes, which allows children to learn everything that they're learning in schools. Our average session length is 60 minutes, which is above average in the children app market. We have more than 30,000 downloads with 2.8 active users. In the last 2 months, we have more than 2,600 paid users and 12 B2B partners in the last years. Right now, we are working on 3 main markets, which is Tunisia, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt, and Iraq, and we have raised more than 186,000 Tunisian dinars. Our revenue model is not that complicated, basically. It allows everyone from anywhere to pay, whether it be by sending redeem codes or gift cards to their home via home delivery, pay via Visa or MasterCard, or pay via their phone credits. This is our local market. We are started in Tunisia already. We hope to achieve more than 10% of the Tunisian market through telecom operators, and we want to expand regionally to Egypt, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia by the end of 2024. Farid app, it allows children to have more features and more content with less price than our competitors in the MENA region. This is our team. I have experience in web and game development and design and sales development. My co-founder Muad is the winner of Tunisia's Best Mobile Game Award in 2019. He's also an enthusiast about AI, data science, and the game development. Adil Hamimi is our head of education. He's a sensation in social media right now because he's teaching children with holograms and Farid app in schools. And Surur and Fathi are the head of our marketing and sales team. So this is our roadmap. In the short term, we just want to complete the Madrasatuna part, and we hope to get to more regional partners by the end of 2024 and 2025. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your presentation. Actually, I want to ask you more about your competitors here in Tunisia or abroad. I think there is more competitors than these are mentioned on your slide. I don't know if you know your competitors here in Tunisia.
Yeah, I think I do. Can you please tell me what competitor did I miss? Or
I think there is Class Quiz.
It's there under Farid.
Under Farid, I can see it. Another one, there is DigiMove, which is an application with 3D modeling. So they added 3D feature, which is interesting. And that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, there's other competitor that I didn't mention, which is Educanet, but their product is basically text-based, so they are not our main competitor because they're working more through telecom operators outside of Tunisia. Okay. But our main two competitors, which is Taqi Kids and Class Quiz in Tunisia, regionally it's Jil and Lamsa. Those are the two products that we have the same sets of features or close to the same set of features.
Okay, and for Lamsa, I think they are more positioned in the MENA region, especially in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if you have any strategies how to penetrate the market, etc. That's my question.
Yeah, we're working on it. We want Farid to be a super app. Basically, most of our competitors focus on one of things, either education or gamification. We want Farid to be the super app that blends the both of them. We're also planning to add more features so we can make it an actual super app, such as a section for kids, so like Minecraft or Roblox, so they can build their own worlds. We want to add more cartoons, more songs. We want it to be a place where everything is there. So our competitors also always focus on one set of features, either stories like Asafir, either games like Lamsa, either the educational part like Squeeze. We want for it to be the one place to rule them all, let's say.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yes, two straight questions. First, what you call an active user for your platform? Second, what is your relationship between you and the parents, those one who's paying? Is the parents involved in the tech itself, or you have an offline strategy for them?
Can you repeat the first question, please?
What you call an active user? How you define an active user for your platform?
An active user is a children or a parent who's using our app or our web platform at least once a month. Once a month, yeah. And about the relationship with the parents, we have already locked every setting in the app, so no children can actually access to any financial or login data. Can you please repeat it?
My question was if you have a relationship between you, your tech, and the parents.
Yeah, we have offline mode in the app, so parents can cut the internet, and children will still be able to use the games and stories that they already downloaded.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you. This was Farid around the world. Next, Lunar TC, please. After Lunar TC, it's going to be time for Connect and then Camille. So please be around and be ready.
Hello, my name is Mahdi Ghibi, CEO and co-founder of Lunar TC, and we'll present to you today our product InFlow, which is a workflow management system made for Africa. So in our work every day, even though if we have an ERP or a production system there, we have another challenge every day, is to do the traceability work and the monitoring work. So this part of work is really taking a lot of time and also putting a lot of stress. We have a lot of processes now that we should follow and we should monitor and keep traceability. So this problem is the main problem that is now facing the managers, and also it's an obstacle to put all the data inside one database to have a real dashboard to manage the company. So our idea was to simplify those processes automation by making the domain expert in each company defining the flow. They have their own flow, and within flow, it should simplify the transition of the flow from the manual to the digital. So the workflows will be in the hands of the domain experts, and that will be easy to put all the work of the company inside a digital platform. What does it mean easy and rapid? So let's suppose that you have a manual paper workflow. So if you have the idea of workflow, we have only 3 steps to create the digital platform. So we define the form, so it becomes a digital form, and then define the flow simply by a timeline manner, but it's really complex sometimes. We can do very deep workflows, and then add all the collaborators and team. So they can access the workflows via their mobile or their laptops. For this work, we have many users persona. Sorry for French there, but we can impact a lot of domains that are logistics, HR, production, quality, and HSO. So if we can tackle all these types of work, really we can bring the digital, the work of the company into the digital within 6 weeks. So we have that experience. In 6 weeks, all the flows of the company become digital, and the company was fully digitalized. If we get to that objective, the company, there will be a teamwork, great teamwork, we will have dashboards, and also the work, we will have a lot of productivity better in the company. So how we are selling that? It's sold via a SaaS model, so we have a free subscription for a few months. And then the standard is based on user per month, $8, with unlimited workflows, unlimited tables. And we have an option for large enterprise, other size, or also on-premise. For a competitive advantage, so there are similar products. And these similar products are making really high results in USA. Our price is better than this similar product, but we are focusing on Africa and Middle East, as we have a French language and Arab language, and also it's made for this market. Okay, our roadmap, so we were created in 2020. So we developed our product. We've got our first client in 2022. And then in 2023, we started selling. We raised funds, $80K. And in 2024, we want to start expanding into the whole market in Africa. So these are companies now are using LearnFlow. We started selling in 2023, so we have a very large set of companies with several domains, and our objective is to tackle all Africa starting from 2024. For that, we are making a budget, asking a budget of $500K. Our vision is to become the leading workflow system management system in Africa. And we want to do it to spend all the budget in commercial aspect. So the management team, I am the co-founder, I'm an engineer, polytechnic engineer. Ahmed is a software engineer, and we have a team of 9 people. Thank you for
Julie, questions, please.
Thank you. Congratulations on what you've done. First question. Do you have like a setup fees? Because it seems like you need to train the team to know how to use your software.
For small companies, we have a setup fees. It's not expensive. It's about $1,000. We can make the training very fast, but for larger company, no, because it's included in the global subscription. So, and it's very rapid. So 1 hour is sufficient to get trained and start create workflows.
Okay. And for large companies, I'd like to understand how to speak Arabic is enough for Orange to sign with you when we look at the competition with other workflows. I don't know, Notions and I don't know, other ones. Is it enough just that you speak Arabic and French? Is it the only reason why they sign with you?
No, it's not the reason that. But the market I was working before, we didn't find tools that are made for us. Okay, for French-speaking countries mainly in Africa. So it's an advantage. But the main advantage is that it's simple, and we are focusing on this market. We are here. Really, we are selling now. We are started selling very fast in Tunisia. So there is a lack of that products in Tunisia. In USA and in the English world, those products are making very large numbers. Airtable, 500,000 companies, Kissflow, 20,000 companies. They're expanding there. That's the new trend. Here we have, I say, a version market. There are those products for some companies, but a lot of workers are speaking so either Arab or French, and they don't find inside the company the IT team to put in place products. Even Jira is a great product, but it's working only in IT companies, which are IT. Okay.
Thank you, Mehdi, for your presentation. Actually, I want to ask you about your primary target. So you said you do the digitalization of the whole process in a company. So I want to know more about your primary target, which is industrials, PMEs, I don't know. I need more details.
It's a good question. I made the product in order to go to PMEs and small companies. But I found that big companies are more aware and they are asking for the product first. So this is we have sold to big and now small companies.
Just one more question. So let's say your primary target will be industrials, like textile, pharmaceutical, or any other industrials. So what is your value proposition in terms of giving them the digitalism flow with MES, like for example, manufacturing execution system? I don't know if you are familiar with.
We're not there. We are on the management. It's not the production side. It's all on the management side. Even in the factory, so following all the forms that are filled by hand, it will be through the tablet.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Workflow. Next startup, Connect. Connect, more than just a payment app.
Hello everyone.
Go.
Okay. Hello everyone. I'm Bashir Naifer. I'm head of business development of Connect. As you can see, we are more than just payment app, and the whole idea came from a problem that all of us here we know. Standard financial services are still very inaccessible. More than 50% are either unbanked or very, very underbanked. Basic financial services are very costly and still inefficient, which results to inequalities and lack of opportunities for businesses or individuals. And we made it our mission. So we offer a platform that enables e-commercers, SMEs, individuals, freelancers, and even corporates to easily accept online payment, because we believe and recognize the critical role that an inclusive financial services plays for the economic growth, especially in the emerging markets. So this is our platform. So we built the payment orchestration platform that offers unified API and ready-to-use plugins for everyone to accept online payment. We take care of compliance, customer service, multi-currency, multi-device, and we are certified PCI DSS. So we accept payments online through banking cards, local wallets, mobile money, and even bank transfer. And we offer multiple payout methods, like bank transfer, but also with our partners through a network of physical agents. And soon we're gonna enable merchants to accept online payment also via on-site, via NFC through their Android phones and iPhones. We take a small commission fee on each transaction that goes into our ecosystem, and we have a subscription fee on some of the premium services, like the NFC payment. The strength of Connect is truly to navigate the regulatory hurdles and navigating these problems. So we are proud to have partnered with many banks in Tunisia, and we are recognized as payment facilitator. We have partnered also with La Poste, together in a consortium with MasterCard to distribute the MPGS, the MasterCard Payment Gateway, to have a better network, to have more availability in online payment. But also we have partnered with some local payment establishments to leverage their network of physical agents. I already mentioned this, we are PCI DSS, which help us to easily deploy new payment innovations on the market. So far, in just 18 months, we have processed more than $10 million USDs. We have seen a steady 20% growth month on month in our main KPIs, and we have generated more than $100,000 in terms of revenues. This is something that I'm very proud of. So far, we have more than 1,800 merchants on our platform, besides 11,000 users. And this just came organically, just word of mouth. One happy customer brings many other happy customers. Our merchants are from diverse sectors. So we have the leading ticketing platforms, e-commerce, such as Xiaomi, Oppo. We have also government services. So most of the labeled startups in Tunisia had to pay the application fee through Connect. We have partnered also with BLS and TLS for the visa application payment fees. And we have validated our product here in Tunisia, and the plan is to quickly and before the end of this year to be operational in Morocco and Algeria. We have started working on that, and hopefully we're gonna get it. And the next year, the target is to capture at least 1% of the e-payment market in both Morocco and Algeria. And by end of 2025, the ambition is to generate at least $2 million in terms of revenues. In parallel, we are partnering with Visa to deploy many new payment innovation products, such as the soft POS, but also we are launching soon cross-border optimized cross-border transactions, especially for remittance and for international transactions. So currently we are raising $1 million seed round to fuel our expansion in North Africa, to be the first payment facilitator in North Africa. And we already secured $650,000 from existing and new investors, and we're closing very soon. So if you are looking to invest, we are accepting checks, so hurry up. So myself, I'm the head of business development. I have more than 6 years of experience in fintech and tech overall across Europe and Africa. I come from TapTapSend. Amin Abdurrahman is the founder, and he has more than 12 years of experience in corporate finance, and this is his third startup. We are only a 10-person team. And you can scan this QR code to see how easy for any person to accept online payment through Connect. Thank you so much.
Congratulations first.
Thank you.
2 questions. The first one is, if we go back to your business model.
Yes. This one.
How do you get paid? How much?
Okay. So we have, we take 1.6% on each national transaction, meaning from Tunisian bank card, and 3.3% for each international card. Okay. International meaning non-Tunisian card.
Okay, thank you. You've been working with MasterCard.
Yes.
What's their feedback on your platform?
We have been working with MasterCard and Visa, but I'm going to start with MasterCard. Actually, with MasterCard, we're working together with La Poste, Tunisian Post, which is the acquiring bank, because they, it's a heavy regulated and a lobby market in Tunisia. So all the other banks are working with Visa, and La Poste is working with MasterCard to offer their MPGS here. And they like us, and they already, soon we're going to launch in Tunisia, but they already suggested to come to offer their solution in Morocco, because Visa and MasterCard have a common issue. They don't have a problem with issuing cards, but they want to enlarge their acceptance network. So they said, okay, we're gonna open, we're gonna help you to launch your payment facilitator, but we're gonna help you also to launch other products such as the soft POS to accept the
But
payments.
would you say, because they've been working with other fintech, would you say that if they decided to partner with you, that means that they, is it because you have your PCI DSS license, or because they see that you're stronger, or you have something that the other one they don't have?
I'd say it's a lot of things, including the PCI DSS. But the main thing is they see it from the market. I mean, they saw our figures and they saw that merchants love us, and this is done with zero investment in terms of marketing. They said, okay, you're doing a better job than the banks, and then our acquiring banks. We want to work with you. We have to have an acquiring bank, but still we're going to work with you because obviously the market loves you. Thank you so much.
My question is about, like, you know, last year and the last year and the year before, fintech is the one that's VC investing the most in Africa. Maybe it's changing a bit. Then there is some VC in sub-Saharan Africa and they want to go to the Tunisian market. And then also, naturally, there is a need that some startups from Tunisia want to set up. Then I'm not seeing the competition landscape locally and how you compare yourself to the others offers from other African region.
In the Tunisian market, we have some fintechs, but it's not very competitive yet, because the power of fintech of Tunisia is to know how to navigate the regulations. We have cracked that code for Tunisia, and we want to duplicate it in the other Northern African markets. North Africa is very protective, and they want to push local champions, let's say, and that's why other payment facilitators didn't come. Even they work in Egypt, but they tried and they couldn't work here in Tunisia or Libya or Morocco, etc. So that's a good thing for us to secure our markets, but then we hope that Sub-Saharan Africa won't be as much resistant to go there. So I hope I answered your question.
Locally also.
Locally, there are actually the past 2 years we have seen growth in the e-payment market in both of the 3 countries, Tunisia, Morocco, and Algeria. Algeria, like 2 years ago, they only had like 500,000 banking cards, and this year I think it's 3 million because the government is pushing. And then now we have seen also the growth, like it's growing 20% year on year. And now we have seen new fintechs or payment facilitators wanna be, but we have already been in the market. We had the first mover advantage, so we are well positioned to be the first one.
Thank you.
Thank you so
that
much.
That was the last question, but we don't have time. Sorry. Last but not least, Camille.
Hello, everyone. My name is Faris Belghith, and I'm the CEO and founder of Commune. I'm going to tell you how we keep corner shops relevant for the 21st century. As small retailers, corner shops suffer from a lot of inefficiencies in their supply chain. They struggle to get their goods into the shop in a way that they can control. They basically get between 15 and 20 visits from suppliers who dictate what, when, and how the goods get to them. They come with volatile prices and a narrow assortment, and as a result, the corner shops have to make split-second decisions into their stocking, oftentimes understocking items and overstocking other ones, especially in a scarcity-prone market like we're experiencing right now. And this is a big problem because this is 80% of the total FMCG retail. We're talking about 100,000 corner shops for a country of 12 million people, massive density. And they move $9.2 billion worth of goods, but they still operate like in the 70s. The size of this opportunity in the continent is $1.5 trillion. This is basically the biggest opportunity ever in the continent. The way we're solving this is that we've created the first retailers-focused mobile platform in Tunisia to make the replenishment easier. We make it easier because we're a single face-off, offering most of the needs of the corner shops and now restaurants and cafes. We're convenient. They can order anytime for next-day delivery, up to 7 days in the future. And we're cost-effective, more cost-effective than analog and digital alternatives. We cover the full supply chain. Our app is used by basically 80% of our corner shops directly, autonomously from the first order. And we then have a backend that allows us to optimize the whole order lifecycle, the ordering, the dispatching, the delivery. We've been growing steadily, slowly at first, and then more steadily. And basically, we've been doing this growth in a very cash-conscious way. Essentially, we have been burning over the last 6 months an average of slightly more than $10,000 per month. And essentially, we're generating more than 23 times that in GMV. As a matter of comparison, this is about 3 times better than most of the competition that's on this model across the continent. The model is simple. We buy the goods from the suppliers, we store it in our rented warehouse, and then we deliver it with contracted agents that we have who use our technology. We do so with favorable credit terms as we basically sell everything and get paid before we have to pay the suppliers. And we have, to my knowledge, the best unit economics of the continent in the sense that we cover all our variable costs. With just about probably $300,000 GMV this month, we already cover the variable costs. So essentially, with the same margin, we would be profitable by simply slightly more than doubling the volume. And the margin's improving. And essentially, we've been able to achieve that because we, of course, worked on increasing the customer base, which we doubled in a year. But mostly, we really worked on building a product that our customers loved and consumed. So essentially, we've doubled the revenue per client. We've increased the average order size. And at the end of the day, we're really underspending in marketing. We basically generate a lifetime value of $56 for only $8 to acquire a customer. Stripping all variable costs, of course. We're the leading player in Tunisia. Most of the others have already left and struggled here in a space that's gained a lot of traction. What sets us apart is the amazing relationships we have with our suppliers, the stickiness of our app, and again, the unit economics that we have. With this, we want to replicate it by end of this year into Algeria. We're in the process of opening the market, where we're going to go with a model that's more asset-light, where we're going to work with the distribution networks there. We intend to replicate it in Libya as well. And we're gonna work on additional verticals, mostly working with the ecosystem, right? So we will not build our own fintech, but we will plug into other players, maybe connect. Essentially, we will do so before getting into more challenging markets in sub-Saharan Africa, where basically the margins are thinner. I think we have the right team for this. We cover all the verticals from commercial, operations, marketing, technology, and essentially we have the experience in e-commerce and we have the regional experience to make this happen in Tunisia and beyond. That's why we're raising $600,000 on top of the 700 we already have to build on our product and tech, and finally not understand anymore in marketing and sales. And our current investors are already going to back us for at least 2/3 of this. We'd like to get the additional third. Thank you.
Congratulations, Fares. You said that it's a market of more than